Hi, everyone. I am so happy to be here today, and I'm very excited to introduce to you Helene Rothschild, licensed marriage and family therapist, intuitive counselor, and spiritual teacher and author. We're going to be talking about how to get clear intuition and live from wisdom.
Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. I'm grateful to be here.
So happy to have you here.
This is one of my favorite subjects because listening to my intuition has changed my life. But first, let's talk about what is intuition. Well, you have four parts. Mind, we all have four parts. Mind, body, emotions, and that's your personality. And you have a spirit. And your spirit is also known as your higher self. It's all good, all knowing, and all wise. Whereas your personality can get stuck in fear, and it could also feel love. So your intuition comes from your higher self, from your spirit. And it's the sixth sense. You know, we have feelings, there's five senses, but the most powerful one is the sixth sense. So we have wisdom. Intuition is wisdom coming to us all the time. But we have to pick up the telephone and hear it, right?
Yes.
So there's reasons why people block their intuition. And when someone says, I don't have intuition, I said, yes, you do. It comes with the human package. And it does. And I help many people open up to their intuition and get clear intuition, because you also need to know how to get clear intuition.
Correct.
And I'm going to be 80 soon, and this is my natural color hair. And I'm just getting warmed up because I listen to my intuition. My intuition protects me, guides me what supplements to take, guides me because I allow it to. I tune in is my middle name. I tune in for everything, and I get clear answers. And being a Libra, oh my God, I can't make decisions. So I just say, okay, intuition, please give me an answer. And it's so easy. So the stress is removed. Also, what's so great about intuition is nobody could fool you.
Yes.
Because, for example, I heard somebody tell me that he wanted me to invest in this great business. And my intuition said, oh boy, don't trust this person. Yeah. Well, that was a good thing. And one of my clients, it was just before a big crash of the stock market about 10 years ago, her intuition said, take out her stock. And she did. And the stock market went down. Where another client said she's intuitive. She told her logical husband, engineer, let's sell the stock. And he said, oh no, it's doing well, logically.
Right.
And they lost all that money.
Wow.
And also during 9/11, there were people who were intuitively told, don't go to work today, and it saved their lives. And I have a friend who was going to take a train, and her intuition said, don't take the train, take a later one. Fortunately, she listened because the train crashed.
Wow.
And that happens with planes also, or even driving. Before I go somewhere, I ask if my highest good, and that's where you ask intuition. Is it my highest good to go this way? Or first of all, to go. And if I get a yes, I go to go this way or that way. Because your intuition is up high and it knows what the future is. Right. And I listen which way to go. This is a funny story. I was coming home from my office once at night, and I could have gone home by going straight and then a left turn or a left turn earlier. And so I'm driving along thinking about my clients, and all of a sudden I heard, turn left here. And I said, no, I want to go straight. And they said, well, slow down. I didn't realize I was speeding in a 35 miles and maybe in a 25-mile zone because I was thinking. And sure enough, I slowed down and there was a cop right across the street. So I
Told
said,
you.
thank you very much.
Yes.
So it's very important to listen to your intuition. And another reason is it's your creativity.
Yes.
All creativity comes through intuition. Albert Einstein, for example, he brought through his intuitively all his genius that has affected the world. All your musicians, great musicians, have brought through intuition, as well as artists. That's where creativity comes from. All creativity comes from intuition. That neat?
Yes.
So I call myself one of God's scribes because I don't see myself as an author. I hear in my head, write this book. I go, okay. So I go to the computer and it takes my mind, body, emotion, my personality to write it. But I hear the whole thing and I start writing it and I stop. That's pretty wise. That's good stuff. It also saves time, money, and energy because you can save a lot of time by knowing which way to go. For example, there could be an accident or traffic, but they'll guide me to the perfect place and which road to take so I can just move in a beautiful, smooth, relaxing drive. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, absolutely. Especially, with so many of us being in such a rush all the time that I feel that when something happens on the road where we're inconvenienced by a red light or we're detoured, that's where, we can stop and trust the process and say, thank you. I don't know what's going on outside of here, but I'm going to trust it. You can breathe into it rather than becoming this, road rage maniac.
Exactly. So when you get into your road rage maniac, you're in your scared personality. And unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but this is the way it is. Whatever you're thinking, you will attract.
Yeah.
So if you feel you're going to get into an accident, you may attract that. You're
Yeah.
very likely to attract that. So I just say, okay, thank you, God and angels, for protecting me. I put the white light around me. I see myself home and I'm fine.
Yes.
So we are so powerful to be so wise to bring the wisdom through if we open that door. So
Yeah.
I say, I listen to God radio, and people say, I don't get that station.
How do you tune in?
Tune in. God, to me, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. To me, it could be God talking to you, angels, guides, your higher self. It's all good, loving wisdom. I'd like to read a quote from Albert Einstein. The intuitive mind is a sacred gift,
Yeah.
and the rational mind is a faithful servant. Just
Wow.
think about that. I'll read it again. The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift.
Wow.
He also has another one. The intellect has little to do on the road to discovery. There comes a leap in consciousness, call it intuition or what you will, and the solution comes to you and you don't know how or why.
Yes.
So to be unlimited, which is how I feel, I opened up to my intuition and I put my intuition in my driver's seat. So my intuition tells me where to go, what to do, and then I follow up on it. And it's been rejuvenating because intuition also is all loving. And for example, I'm in my bed and I hear a noise and I get scared and I say, am I safe? And I hear yes. So I go to sleep.
Yeah.
Had any experiences with your intuition?
So for me, I know that I get intuition and I question it. My personality says, wait a minute, that's not logical.
Oh boy.
We have this dialogue of, that doesn't make sense. Why are you telling me to do that? And this happened to me when I was going into massage therapy. I kept hearing massage therapy, and I thought, but my mission is to be a registered nurse. My intuition said, absolutely not. My time was telling me, you can't. I was in a lot of court dates that I had to get to. And so not only was that stopping me from going into nursing school, like nursing school, there's no excuse. You have to be there no matter what. And so that was one reason, but I thought, I'm going to make it happen, because my personality was, this is what my mission is, and I'm going to do it. Intuition said, absolutely not. Massage school. And I thought, no, I keep hearing that. I'm not doing it. So I got in my car one day and I sat there, and this is before I even knew what intuition was. I sat down and I said, okay, God, I don't know why I keep hearing massage school, but I'm going to sit here in my car. You take me wherever I need to go. I ended up at a massage school, and I walk in and they said, oh, perfect timing. We're starting a class. You can sit in, and today's their day one. You can sit in and just see how things are going. Well, it so happened that I filled out the paperwork. Everything flowed. On lunchtime, the girl comes back and says, I have great news. This never happens, but you can start today. You got approved, for a school loan, and you can start now. And I thought, okay, this is interesting. So everybody introduced themselves in class. And even now, my friends till this day say it was the most hilarious thing, because you sat there and said, I don't know what I'm doing here, but something told me to be here. So here I am. And they'll never forget that statement. And it was the most wonderful experience. That's where I started my healing. This is where I realized how much I was holding in my body, and everything just started changing. And had I not listened to that voice, it was getting louder, but at the same time, I would have missed out on all of this. And now I get to share this healing with others. So I'm just so glad that, God and angels did not let me listen to my personality.
Well, they have to honor your free will.
Yes.
But they may block you somehow, which they obviously did.
Yeah. I mean, I kept ignoring it for many, many, many years until, the voice got louder, and I kept thinking, why is this happening? And everything was falling into place for me to follow this path.
And
Yeah.
one of my favorite sayings, if it doesn't flow, let it go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you're saying is it flowed, so that it was right.
Yeah. It was almost, I consider it like something magical. I finished school, and next thing you know, I had clients, I had flow. There was, it just seemed too easy that I questioned it. Like, how is this happening? This is not supposed to happen this way. Logically, a brand new massage therapist doesn't have a successful practice. It takes years. And for me to see that, it was magical.
That's the good word. I use it a lot because life is magical when you listen to your intuition. And so I've been self-employed as a marriage family therapist for 40 years. And the way I get my clients, I say, thank you, God and angels, for the perfect clients and students, because I also do trainings of my therapy and spirituality. And then I say, I'm grateful. And I wait for the phone to ring. And it's so much fun. And I
Yeah.
make my bills.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I do fine. And sometimes the month can start slow because I move clients very fast. I can move them in one session or just a few. And then I go, okay, I'm trusting. So when you trust and have faith
Yeah.
that you are taken care of by your guides and angels, in fact, you're in a cosmic partnership. They need me to speak through to you now in the group, whoever's listening, and I need them to bring through the wisdom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so
Absolutely.
much fun. I say,
It
how are
has
you going to
been a
pull
lot
this
of
one
fun.
off?
Yeah, I
Yeah, it's
remember
a lot of fun.
when you were showing me how to do this and how to write it down, how to, be in gratitude for what is, trusting the process, knowing that we're always taken care of. And initially, I do remember it was a lot harder. So it's kind of like exercising that muscle of trusting the intuition, no matter what it looks like on the outside. And like you said, sometimes things move around. We don't know how the gift is going to be delivered or when. We just trust that it will and that we're going to be taken care of no matter what.
Exactly. And your thoughts create your reality. It was really funny. I was in a city and I wasn't hungry, but I heard, go into that restaurant. Okay. I call myself a divine fool. What? Okay. And I go into the restaurant and I guided, I'm told which table to sit at. And it turns out I'm sitting next to a lady and we end up talking at the next table. And she invites me over to join her. And she tells me she prayed for an angel because she was really in a lot of pain.
Wow.
And I was able to help her. In fact, I said, come to my car. I have my book, All You Need Is Heart, which will help you even more.
Yeah.
And she was so grateful. That's the way intuition works.
Wow.
So I call myself an angel on call. In other words, I got the message, go in the restaurant, and I trusted that God has a plan. And I went in, and sure enough, I would be helping. And I got that. I get that a lot. I end up going, I say, here, go to the store, and then there's somebody that needs my help, or somebody I was trying to get in touch with, and they were right there.
Yes, I
So
do
life is
remember
amazing.
that happened with us where we were walking in the clinic, and next thing you know, you stop and you say, "You're ready." So what changed? And I said, "What?" Well, I was guided, and then you explained you were guided to come and speak to me because I was ready and something had shifted in me. And sure enough, I had just left my night shift at the hospital. I was ready to really go into my spirituality, and things had really changed for me. And you said, "Yep, I was guided to come and talk to you." I thought, wow, this is really neat. And then, we started working together, which, gosh, how long ago was that now? 3 years now?
Possibly, I don't know.
Yeah.
Life goes fast.
And
Having fun.
it's been such an amazing journey. I know for me, being always in my logic and being in that, left brain was exhausting. And now seeing the magic that can unfold and my kids seeing it, I like to play with my angels. They like to be very playful. And so one of the things that we do together is, like for example, I remember a time my son, my daughter, and I went to Lake Tahoe. It happened to be such a busy weekend. And my son says, "Oh, why don't you ask your angels to get us front row parking?" And he said it in his very engineer brain, left brain, like kidding around. And I said, "You know what? You're right. Thank you, God and angels, for the perfect parking. I am grateful. I imagine the perfect parking. We get to the parking lot. They're sending people away because there's no more parking." And I go, "I believe I'm going to get my front row parking." And that's what it is. Thank you. So I look at the guy and I say, "Hi, is there any more parking?" He goes, "I'm going to give you that front row. It doesn't have a parking spot sign, but that's you. Here's your pass." Oh my gosh, my son's jaw hit the floor. It was so good. And he goes, "Huh, okay, okay, maybe." So then it's time for us to go have dinner. All the restaurants have like a 2-hour wait. And I said, "Well, tell me, what's a restaurant that you've always wanted to go eat?" So he picks this really beautiful restaurant, beautiful scenery, there's live music, there's outdoor seating. And I said, "I love this place. Well, why don't we go put our name on the list?" Well, I'm hearing they're telling everyone 2 hours. And I visualized, I said, "You know what? I see us having dinner right next to the band with a fireplace and enjoying the sunset. It's going to happen." Thank you. And so I did my prayer, I did the thing, and my son goes, no, they keep telling everyone 2 hours, and it's the same amount of people. We get to the front of the line, and the woman says, how many people? I said, three. She goes, huh, I have the perfect table. She takes us to a fireplace area. It's outdoors and it's next to the band. My son was just like, whoa, mind blown. Bianca, of course, is laughing because she already knows it happens, and it was such a beautiful time because I know that my angels were being playful with us. They were letting us know they're there.
We are so powerful. I really want to share with everyone how powerful you really are. And by getting out of your mind's like a computer. You don't let the computer tell what you need to do. And the mind is great for what its purpose is. But you want to live more in your right brain, which is your feeling, creativity, and intuition. I have to laugh when I hear men say, women's intuition. It's pretty funny. It's like they don't have intuition. I thought, I have news for you. You're human, you have intuition.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I love that you're saying this because it's always a thing that I hear too. Oh, women are intuitive. Wait a minute. We're all intuitive. We can all tap into this. It's like you said, tune into that radio station. It's just choosing to start tuning in.
Open the door. And I keep the door on top of my head open. And that's my crown chakra. And I go, so I can hear all the time and I can see. So I have all these gifts that I never was trained for. I can read animals that I don't even have a picture on right through the telephone or just tuning into them. I recently helped a dog heal the doctor was going to take his thigh off and he's now walking.
Oh, wow.
So when you're intuitive, you're unlimited. I became a psychic and a healer. I just listen. I hear send healing energy, and I imagine the person. And across the world, I do phone sessions and video across the world. They feel it, and I help them heal. It's pretty amazing how unlimited you can feel, and how many gifts you have. You may suddenly realize that you have an artist angel working through you, or a musician. Like I had a friend when I lived in Sedona, he never played the flute. He never even had a flute. So his intuition said, make a flute. And they told him how to make this flute. And then they taught him how to play it. And he was performing all over Sedona.
Wow. I love that story. Wow.
Gifts. And so I want to share that September 30th. It's a week from Wednesday. And Pacific time, 7 to 8 p.m. I'm going to do a teleconference on this topic, get clear intuition and live from wisdom. I'm going to help everyone tune into their intuition and learn how to do it safely. Because, when you go into intuition, it's just like driving a car. You have to get clear intuition or you can be misled. If you don't know how to drive a car, it's dangerous. And people don't think they get clear intuition, and they may not. So I teach you how to get clear, safe intuition that you can trust. And that's why a lot of people stop using their intuition, because it wasn't accurate. Well, I'll give you one example of why it's not accurate, because you attach the answer.
Yes, I'm guilty of this. I didn't like the answer, so I'm going to choose my own thing.
Right. And, the angels will love you unconditionally, as well as God and guides, and they'll never judge you. So they just watch you. They just watch you struggle.
Yeah.
And then when you're ready, they'll say, dear one, we suggest you do this. And you go, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Even a restaurant, they know up there the best restaurants and the best food and how healthy it is and clean. And then when I go, they guide me to a restaurant. And often I don't even know where a good restaurant, and I'm in a strange area. and I hear left, right, straight, left, right, straight. And I'm right in front of a restaurant. They say, this is it. So I go in there and I tune into my intuition as to what to even order, because they know the food in the back, and they also know, your intuition knows what food is good for you. So it's totally unlimited. What supplements are good? For example, you want to take vitamin C, and there's a million vitamin C's. They're not all necessarily good for your body. So it helps you fine tune what vitamin C is good for me now.
Yes.
And it totally enhances and empowers your life.
I was just going to say this. What I've been practicing with my loved ones, friends, family, is that when they say, well, what should I take? Should I do this? Should I do that? Before, I used to try to tell them what to do based on my own experience or what I felt they should do. And now I say, let's tune in. And I got this from you, because every time I would come to you for anything, well, let's tune in. The answer is always within you. And I thought, gosh, that is so empowering. I want to give this gift to others. So I do the same with my daughter, with my son. Tune in. Is it in your highest good to eat that pizza? Is it in your highest good to attend that event? And they're learning at a young age. They're powerful. They can tune in.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And friends and family, they're,
yep.
Yes, definitely empowered. And rather than them feeling resentful towards me because, well, you told me to do this, the answer came from within them. So it's such a beautiful, beautiful exchange.
Yeah, when clients ask, I got a couple calling me the other day, is we want to know if it's good for us to move to New Mexico. I said, Then I have all the responsibility, and then you can blame me if it doesn't work out. I said, first, we're going to clear any fears, because if they asked me, they had some doubts, fears.
Right.
And we worked on the fears. We never even got to the New Mexico because we still have more fears. But I said, once we clear the fears, then I'll help you get your clear intuition, and then I'll tell you what I get. But I will not do that, because that makes me responsible, right. And I'm not empowering them. I want to empower everyone I work with to say, thanks, Celine, I got the tools. I don't need you. Go, great. Next.
Beautiful. Yes. Yes, absolutely.
The reasons that we don't honor our intuition, it's not in our society. And it's our society will think, and I certainly had that fear, and I will help people clear the fears during this teleconference. You're weird. How do you know that? Only what you can see is real.
Yes.
And this is metaphysical. See, physical, the mind, body, emotions, no physical. But your spirit is meta, meaning above physical. So I tell people, in fact, one of my articles, I write many articles, is metaphysical denial is curable.
Great news, everyone.
And one example is, you pick up, you play a radio, and you don't see the airwaves, right?
Right.
But you trust that it's playing.
Yeah.
And the internet is another example. So really, we are living metaphysically a lot with this new technology, especially. So I'd be delighted to share, and it's only $15, such a deal. They go to my website, HeleneRothschild.com, and you look for classes, or just that you scroll down to the home page, and you'll see on the right the different events coming up. And I offer a free newsletter, so you'll know what classes I'm doing. I'm always offering inexpensive classes, teleconferences at this point because of the lockdown. And I love to watch people light up when they get their clarity and realize who they really are.
Yes.
So you are an all-loving, all-knowing, wise person. And when you go beyond the personality, you acknowledge who you are.
Yes.
Thank you for allowing me to share all this.
Thank you so much for sharing all of this with us. And any questions, you guys, please reach out. always either send me a direct message, or myself or Helene, or like she said, there's her website you can log into, check to see what's going on. If there's any questions you guys have, always reach out. We're happy to help.
Okay. Hope to see you soon.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.